What time does this thing start?
It will be starting officially at 9:30.
But we are already in to do some chit chat.
Yes.
Okay, so in half an hour.
The next 25 minutes, it will officially start.
And then is Gokan going first?
Yes, per the timeline, yes. It's supposed to go first. Let me see, just a minute. Yes, Gokan is supposed to go first. So we go according to the timeline.
And then I'm at 10, right?
Yes, please.
Cool.
Yeah, 10.
Is Gokan only speaking for half an hour?
Yes, Gokan will be speaking for half an hour. So.
Okay, cool. And then I'm after him.
Yes, you are after him. Yes,
okay. That's perfect.
All right. Good to see you.
At least I can see your setup already.
I am ready for you guys. So.
Yeah. I can see on Facebook you already have your setup picture. Yeah.
Yeah, it's working quite well. So I'll project there and I'll present here.
Oh,
okay.
So we are good to go.
Yeah.
Yes, we are good to go. As we wait.
Thank you so much. Anytime we reach out to you, you are always available to come and speak with us. We really appreciate that.
Pleasure, man. Anytime. Always happy to engage with people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. How is South Africa?
It's cold. It's cold currently. We're finishing off winter, right? I'm in Cape Town and it's been raining for a couple of days.
Okay.
Joburg's a little bit warmer, but it always is. But yeah, Cape Town's good. South Africa's good, actually. After the little bits of unrest, we're all getting our vaccinations, so that's ongoing.
Are you done with your shot of vaccination?
What's that?
Are you done with your vaccination?
I've got my second shot, Pfizer's shot on the 7th of September.
Which one did you take? AstraZeneca or Moderna or Pfizer?
Pfizer. So we got the Pfizer and the Johnson & Johnson one, which I think is the AstraZeneca one.
Okay.
But we've got the Pfizer.
Oh, okay. I also took the Johnson & Johnson a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, look, the trick here is to make sure that you don't get hospitalized and die of COVID, not to stop you from getting COVID, right? That's the trick here. I mean, if you get it, you'll get it for a couple of days and you'll be fine. People that don't have the vaccine or haven't been taking ivermectin are the ones that are dying in hospital, and that's the problem, right?
Yes.
And everyone's been affected by it. It's not that
Exactly.
You check the news, your family is getting sick, right?
Yeah.
Your friends are getting sick and dying, and that's the tricky part. My girlfriend's grandfather passed away, and her mom was hospitalized because the entire family got it. Yeah, so they're fine now, except for the grandfather, but he was I think he was 90. So he wasn't going to survive it anyway. And he was the one that gave COVID to everyone. He just didn't listen, got in his car, went to the shops. That's what he did. And then her dad and her brother went to go visit him. And then they got sick, gave it to her mom, and then what can you do, right? Not much you can do. Just stay safe, practice social distancing, and if you do get it because you both had the vaccination, you should be fine.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully, I hope you are not getting any spikes in.
We had the third wave, which was big in Joburg. Cape Town wasn't affected. In Cape Town's a slight spike, but it's not another wave, so we're okay. But at the rate that they're rolling out vaccinations, it's okay. The big thing is to keep people out of hospitals.
Yes. That's true.
That's been the main drive here is to keep people out of hospitals.
Yeah.
Do you think this year we are going to do MVP summit in person?
No, highly. No.
Next year. Next year.
Hopefully next year. Yeah, hopefully March next year. That usually be in the time frame, right? End of Feb, beginning of March. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's going to be, well, what countries is America going to allow in? You're going to have to take your vaccination form with and all of that. So let's see what happens. There's an Ignite in November now.
Yeah, but that's online, right?
I think that is online now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, COVID. It's probably everybody's plans.
Yeah, it destroys everybody's plans. So.
Yeah. So how is what do you think about Microsoft 365, Windows 365 now?
It's your managed desktop, right?
Yep.
That's what it is. But I think it's a great way to, and they're saying that if you're streaming movies, you should be able to stream Windows 365. I think it's just a commercial version of Azure Virtual Desktop or Windows VDI. That's what they were calling it back then. And that's what it is. It's a proper desktop now, right? And now anyone can run everything that belongs to Microsoft in a managed environment. And that's their positioning. I think they're getting the pricing model wrong. But anyone can have a Windows 11 desktop. That's managed and all of those things, right?
Do you think people will like this idea?
So there's a couple of customers that we look at. If you look at customers that want to manage the desktop properly and not worry, well, think about the reasons why you'd want to, and not just Windows 365. That's just a fancy name for what they've had already, right? Think about, I've worked with financial institutions where they've got a really thin client on people's desks, right, in a bank, and that is straight into VDI, right? So I mean, they were running a Ryzen View, which was quite good. So you've got a virtual desktop session that you're connecting to, and IT manages that, right? So it's a little bit easier to manage a virtual desktop. We don't care what you connect with, right? We literally don't care. There's no copy paste into your session, and everything runs in there. So the management of the platform is much easier than managing a physical notebook or a desktop. And with working from home, everyone's working remotely. So managing the endpoint has become excessively difficult. Imagine you working on a notebook and your notebook dies and you have to send it in. So you're without a desktop, a managed desktop for however long, right? You could always get onto your partner's desktop, your spouse's desktop, and go, boom, I can actually work. So it doesn't matter what happens to your machine, the one that you're sitting in front of, you could literally replace that with any unit and still work. And I think Microsoft is really going there. Problem with virtual machines now in Azure, if you're not connected to the domain, you can't connect to the virtual machine, right? So they're mitigating that connectivity barrier that you have currently with VDI inside of Azure. I mean, spin up a virtual machine, you can't RDP into it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what was my worry. This connection issue, how you're going to manage your Windows in Azure with Azure AD, with your group policy, how are you going to do that?
Yeah. So that's going to be tricky. I think with Windows 365, it's a little bit different to a traditional VM in Azure, right? So the minute you join that VM to AAD, right? So you can spin up a virtual machine and you can join it to AAD, but you can't log in with AAD credentials via remote session because your desktop needs to be connected to AAD. It needs to be domain joined, right?
Yeah.
So you could log in with a local system account, it's fine, but not with your AAD credentials.
So and how about you are using different like Linux or Mac? You are not joined to the domain.
I think with Windows 365, it's different to virtual desktops in Azure. I mean, well, there's a couple of things. So you could spin up your virtual desktop infrastructure, right? And that's an entire process. You spin up your tenant, your virtual desktop tenant, and then you add pools and you add session types and all of those things, and you provision infrastructure that way. It's not like you have a dedicated, you can assign dedicated compute to a Windows desktop using an Azure virtual desktop infrastructure, right? It works a little bit different. But if you spin up just a normal VM and you then deploy, you say, well, take that Windows image and stick it onto it and then join it to the domain, you can't. So Windows 365, I think it works a little bit different. I haven't spun up a Windows 365 VM. The minute they released it for preview, there was so much consumption that they switched it off, and I don't know if they switched it back up.
Myself, the laptop I have, we can't support it. That's my problem.
Windows 11?
No, I'm the CPU type. Is it Intel Gen 8? The CPU have to be Intel Gen 8.
For Windows 365, I don't know what the requirements are. I haven't looked actually.
Yeah, no, Windows. I mean Windows 11. I wanted to try Windows.
Okay, yeah.
Windows 11 plus Microsoft 365.
Yeah, so it's not so much the CPU that you're going to have a problem with, but you're going to have a problem with TPM, right? Trusted Platform Module.
Oh yeah.
And if your machine doesn't have a TPM, you won't be able to upgrade to Windows 11. Now, I've got a Surface laptop tube that's got a TPM, and then I've got an Intel NUC, the mini PCs on my desktop that I'm talking to you from now. And they both have TPM, so I could upgrade to Windows 11 fine.
Yes,
but
I also did from, I'm using a Mac ProBook, and I used VM Fusion, and I was able to install it.
Yeah.
So that was very cool for me, because I think this Mac was 2015, but it has i7 as a processor.
Yeah. Now you should be good on the CPU side. My Surface laptop is what's it, 2021? No, it's 3 years old. So what's that, 2018?
So can you run on that one?
Yeah, I installed, but I've got a Surface laptop too. So I installed Windows 11 on that straight off. It's got an i5. I'm not sure what gen it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I personally like the way it made of Windows 11. It looks more of interactive now. I like the graphics and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
I really like the outlook. I really appreciate the outlook.
So that's mean Windows going to, because Windows 10 came, they said that's the last Windows. We're not going to change Windows 10 again. It's going to be last, and now we have Windows 11. That's mean we're going to continue Windows 12.
Well, I don't. Are they really? They should have just called it Windows, right, and not called it Windows 11.
Windows 11. Yeah, they should call it Windows. Windows 365. Okay. That would be okay. We stop it there. Windows 365. It's true. They should make it Windows 365. Now we will not hear any Windows again.
Yeah. What?
It's just have some couple of minutes. Whilst we wait for Gokan to join us. He'll be joining us soon. Yes.
Alisa, where's Alan?
Who, Alan?
Yeah.
What about Alan?
Yeah. Been a while.
Yes, Alan's doing well. We're doing the Azure Bootcamp at the end of September.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Is it your community?
Yes.
South Africa Bootcamp? Something like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Azure Bootcamp for South Africa.
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people are promoting the event. Let's see. We never had Alan to speak to our community before. I think we should invite Alan one of these days.
You must. You'll be more than happy to do it.
Yeah. Most of the time we invite MVPs. Now it's the Microsoft. We don't want to invite Microsoft. We want to invite
Warren.
No, I'm saying we most of the time we invite MVPs.
Yeah.
We don't invite Microsoft staff. Now Alan is the Microsoft staff, so that's why we haven't invited him yet.
No, Alan's not Microsoft. Warren works for Microsoft.
Warren. Well, I mean Warren.
Yeah. Warren will definitely. Warren will more than happily do a session for you.
Okay.
Just ask him.
Yeah. I'll ask him because we are going to do our summit for our community in NS is when October, right?
Yes, October.
October. We'll be having another summit, so we'll be inviting him to come and speak about Azure more. So now, Azure, your data center there now, you have all the services now in South Africa data center.
In what is it, South Africa North? Yes, we've got all the services, and we've got 3 AZs, right? 3 availability zones. The second one was they put it up sometime this year, and I think the third one's coming up now. But not all services are available in the other zones, and then not all services are still not available in South Africa West, which is Cape Town.
Oh, okay.
So there's, it's a consumption thing. And if you want it, we need like 10 people to want it, and then we'll switch it on, right?
Oh, okay. So now the services don't have there in South Africa. Where do you get them? Which data center?
All the services are available in Johannesburg and South Africa North, but not all services are available in South Africa West, which is Cape Town. Because you must remember they've got 2 regions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're busy with they're building another availability zone in Cape Town now. I can't remember.
Okay.
Okay.
But before South Africa got their data center, which was the closest data center for you? Is it Australia? What? Before South Africa built their own data center.
Yeah, the closest one would have been Europe.
Oh, Europe? Really?
Who invited this guy?
Hi, Gokan.
I'm going to get off the call now. I'm getting off.
Hi. Join us. Hi, Gokan. I think you are muted. Okay.
I wasn't speaking. Hello, my friends. Oh my gosh, what's that ugly guy just in front of me?
Yeah, that's exactly the same
thing.
Oh
my God, oh my gosh. Alistair, my friend, how are you doing?
Hey, my buddy. Are you all right?
Fantastic. How are you, Abu, Ernest?
Yeah, doing great. You're doing great yourself. Good to see you join us again.
Yeah, no worries. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having you again.
Gokan's either coming from a training session at a football club or he's about to go to a training session at a football club.
It's just I'm coming from holiday and I have nothing else to wear on, so it's...
He always looks like he's about to have some form of activity, right?
Yeah.
Always looking like, but it's never the case.
I can picture you. I can picture you walking onto a soccer field, right? I can see it. And it won't be weird. It would just be natural. You just look like one of those guys that plays for. But have you watched Ted Lasso?
Yes.
It's a series now. AFC Richmond. I actually want AFC Richmond kit, even though it's a fictitious club.
It's a fictitious club. Oh, nice.
Goka, I can see you were in Turkey some days ago. You are still there?
I'm sorry?
Turkey. I saw you were in Turkey, Ankara or something.
Yeah, in Antalya. We have our house in Antalya, so we literally try to go 2-3 times a year to Antalya and to enjoy some good weather, because in Belgium you never have good weather, so...
You never have good weather. Oh, you are back now?
I'm back. I'm finally back home. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason why we start again with events and conferences. So vacation time is over, my friends.
We are doing a little bit of chit chat. The program will commence 9:30, because we also wait for the other attendees to start joining us. So very soon we will officially start the program. So this is just a chit chat. Just to also wait for more attendees to join us.
Let's read this, Mark Valentin.
I don't really have an idea. I think, hi, Mark, can you hear us? Let me allow you to speak. He's an attendee, but I don't know. Let me just hold on.
Is it online?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Mark. Yes. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let me put you on video so that you can unmute yourself and come on video. We do a little bit of networking. Yes, before we officially begin. Yes, you can come on video now.
All right. So I'll just get on to you.
Oh, okay. I can't hear you properly. Can you come again?
Yeah, I'm saying let me set my background wall and then get onto video.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, Ernest, I'm back. Can I be heard?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to, if you can give us a quick, background of yourself. We want to know you so that we can at least network more.
Very good. Thank you very much for the opportunity. So I'm Mark Valentine Akins. I'm an IT tutor at a College of Education. So basically, I train teachers who go to the primary schools and teachers schools to teach there. So what I basically do is I teach IT, and I'm also in charge of our e-learning facility at campus. So that is some background about me. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Nice to join us. We hope that maybe in the next subsequent sections, we would see more of your students join us, because we kind of have the same ambitions. We also want to, give perspective to students up and coming, young students up and coming of this technology space. So yes, that's why we do organize this event on a monthly basis across the Microsoft ecosystem. So nice to meet you, and we hope you enjoy the section.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So. All right.
Ernest, I think it's time now.
Yes. Okay. So let me see. Gokan, can you hear me? I would want to officially start the program. Okay.
But aren't we going to wait for attendees? Because it looks like you guys are only the organizers, right? There is no one.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe we should give some minutes for us to get
the
more.
meetup time does say 10 a.m.
Yes. The main logo, I think. Okay. So was the flyer showing 9:30? Okay. So basically, we want people to get in. So we made the time 10, but on the flyers, just to make them get in more earlier than suspected. So I think we should give them some couple of minutes so that we get more attendees in.
Gokan, most of our attendees too, they like the recording session rather. When we do session like this, they'll start chasing us to send them the videos.
Okay, we will wait a couple of minutes. If not, I can start for an empty room, and then we can record it.
Okay. Okay. Let's give them like 10 minutes and start. Alistair, where this one?
What about that?
The yellow one.
My hoodie, it's upstairs.
Okay. I thought that's what you were wearing.
No, well, I wore the right one, right?
Yeah.
The Bootcamp,
You're wearing the black one.
Thought I'd change it.
Oh.
Okay.
I think Gokan and Alistair, next year, I don't know if COVID will allow us, we'll be inviting you to come to visit us in Ghana.
Yeah. Next year, we hope that COVID
definitely.
So that we can really do in-person events here. We are really looking into that.
I'll get on a plane.
Have you been to West Africa before, any of you? West Africa?
No, not
I've
me.
been to Kenya.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
No, Kenya is not West Africa. It's not
Yes,
Well, it's north, right? It's north of South Africa.
Okay, West Africa. So I'm hoping to see you.
How about yourself, Gokan? Have you been to West Africa?
No, only been to the north and the south. Unfortunately, never the central or the west. It's still on the plan, but the COVID-19 stuff doesn't help us a lot. So I think the first event in person we'll have is gonna be like 2023. So we still have time to plan it.
Okay. Oh.
Wow, 2020. I thought 2022.
No, because it's raising again in the US. Like I was supposed to go to an event in October, and they just canceled it because the numbers are rising again, and a lot of people are still struggling to get the vaccine. So I don't see anything clear within the 6-9 months. So I would really doubt if we get something in 2022. That's gonna be, not possible. Well, that's what I think. I don't know. I'm not.
I was thinking this year we could, next year we could go to a summit, MVP summit.
You're crazy, my friend. You're crazy. That's not possible.
Oh, I was talking with Alistair right now that
you guys really think you can go to the US?
Not us. Not us.
Okay.
They had SB Fest, right? There was SB Fest in Chicago recently.
Cancelled. DC canceled.
No, it's SB Fest canceled. They had Branson there.
I'm speaker there, right? He just did an announcement yesterday to the speakers. They will come with an official statement on Monday, but just keep it for you. SB Fest canceled. SB Fest Dallas canceled. The only major event remaining is in Las Vegas.
Is that still going to happen? Because I've got a workshop.
CDC, which is like in the US, has just made a statement which is actually forbidding people to come closer together in events without masks, etc., etc. So I really don't think this is gonna happen.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Makes sense.
Wow.
We'll see.
That is okay.
So no MVP summit, no major. You can't even enter the US. There is a travel. That sucks. I applied for a special visa, which is called the NEA, and they categorically refused. Like giving sessions, trainings. Microsoft is not capital for human life being, so it's refused.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So COVID starts come to hijack for 4 years. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Wow.
Well, a vaccine time is like minimum 7 years, right? That's 7 years. So I think we are still not ready for another wave. But let's hope. I just got my vaccine yesterday, so let's hope things will get better.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
Which one?
Pfizer.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking to take mine next week. Next week, I want to take mine.
Yeah, Pfizer, they reckon first 2, 6 to 8 weeks apart, and then 8 months later you need a third one.
Yeah.
Oh,
third one?
Are they now vaccinating for third? I thought
so 8 months later, they reckon a booster shot is going to help.
Oh.
Unless you took Johnson & Johnson is one, right?
Yeah, it's one. It's one shot.
Yeah, but
shot, that's all.
It's a different type of vaccine, though. The Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Very, very much interesting. So.
Lady Ruth.
Lady Ruth, hi. Can you come on video?
Hi team, good morning.
Yes, good.
I'm working on that. Let's see. Very soon I'll come on video.
Oh, okay. Good to see you. And
yeah, good
to have you join us. Yeah.
Hi, Alistair. Hi, Gokan.
Hello.
Hey, Lady Ruth.
Okay.
You can see another person there. Who's that?
Okay, I'm seeing Ralph. Yes, Ralph is a colleague of mine. We used to work in the same. I think we went to. I think we were in IPMC college together. Yes, Ralph, can you hear me? Rupert.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, okay. Good to see you very much. We would want to know more about you. If you can give us a brief.
The noise. The noise. The noise.
Okay, I can see your background is very noisy.
Hello.
Yes. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Just give us a quick intro of yourself and what you expect at this bootcamp, so we could know you more. Yes, I personally know you to be one of the dawn in terms of Windows and then hardware. So it's good to see you join us now. This is the cloud era, and we want to know what are your expectations.
Okay. I'm Rafael Amwa. I'm currently working with Wilco, that is ADB SafeGate, and I am more into IT infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah. Since we are moving and changing from the normal office to the 365, I'm looking forward in hearing more and understanding more of the Office 365, and then anytime I'm being asked to deploy something, I would be able to do it perfectly.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. We hope at the end of this section, your questions will be all answered.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Ralph. Okay. We have some few minutes to 10. So I think we'll get more. Okay.
Hello, Gokan.
Yes.
Are you ready? I think we'll do at.
Yeah, I can talk for 18 minutes. I'll just do some slides just to for people who just came in now. I can start, and then I'll stop like at 55 and then hand it over to Alistair. Alistair is the second speaker, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So let me officially say a special greetings to everyone joining us. And it feels so great to have you join us from your various homes and countries. In fact, the Microsoft User Group team is so excited to host you today. Yes, indeed, it's going to be a 365 for IT pros, and I love it. I mean, I love it for my IT pros. In fact, for being a little bit biased myself, I'm IT pro. So this is a section I'm expecting to hear wonderful insight about the 365 in relations to IT pro. Yes, and as we always do, we serve you with content from experts around the globe, and we hope the event will be a top notch as we always produce. Yes, so I will leave it here for my colleague Chesko. Chesko will be the main moderator. I will co-moderate with Chesko as well. So hope you enjoy the section. Chesko, welcome and take over. Yeah.
Thank you, Ernest. Good morning, everyone. So we are starting with the keynote session will be given by Gokan. Gokan is a consultant and a Microsoft Regional Director. That's a great title. So he will be giving us the keynote with the evolution of Office 365. And Gokan, if you are ready, you can proceed. Thank you.
Yes, I am ready. I had like a lot of slides, but for the God's sake of time, I'll be trying to only do it in 10 minutes. That's gonna be something really fun for me as well. So I'll start from here directly. So what we did before with the SharePoint server era or Exchange or Skype is that we actually used a lot of those legacy stuff. And whenever we wanted to create a site or a SharePoint site, we all use SharePoint, an intranet, external, public-facing sites, all use SharePoint Exchange, and all of those legacy stuffs. Well, we always had one solution for diverse problems. And SharePoint wasn't always the response, or Exchange wasn't always the response, or Skype wasn't always the response to our solutions, to our problems, actually. And this is the evolution of Office 365, or actually better said from SharePoint, where actually in a while ago, well, you had people, the IT admins, to be honest, well, and let me take my laser pointer. Well, the evolution is like from SharePoint 2007 to 2010 to 2013 to Office 365. However, how the business is seeing stuff is that they evolve not to a server or a feature, but to an artifact, to small pieces. They want to consume a lot of service, and they don't care what you have in the backend or what you use. And we live in a services era. Like, we have a bunch of those services that we consume every single day, like Uber, which is like the largest taxi company, or Netflix, which is the largest movie house, but which has no cinemas. Instagram, which is like the most popular media creator, but never has done any media to publish, or Alibaba, which is like the world's most valuable retailer, which has no inventory, and so on and so on. So we're all using and consuming those services, and moving from legacy environments to services is quite the new normal. If you look to the evolution of Office 365, I don't know how many of yours remember, but SharePoint was one of those artifacts moving to Office 365. And this was the wheel of SharePoint moving to ShareGate's wheel, which was the baby steps of Office 365, where they even did decide to kill SharePoint and name it Sites. But then, as the technology was evolving as fast as possible, they actually had more and more and more services coming to Office 365. And the wheel became from this to here in a couple of years. But then Microsoft decided to change again, and then they added new services, components, and underlying artifacts to the already existing wheel. So they had the Office 365, but then they added Windows 10 as a service on top of their offering. Then they added the extension model, the extensibility model, with Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate, and even with gateways to get data from an on-premise environment. On the left side, you can see that any entrance is done by the security features and artifacts on enterprise mobility and security, and all of them managed, connected by the Azure AD, underlined by the endpoint for developers, the graph, and all that connected to Azure AD Connect on-premise environment, or the AADDS, where you can actually manage all the users, groups, objects you have for the whole environment. So actually, you can see we come from an on-premise environment to a whole M365 world, where actually the cloud admin is not only a service admin like a Yammer admin or a Planner admin, but rather than an admin that knows the collaboration, security, extensibility, the dev side of stuff, Windows 10, as well as the Azure side of stuff. But then I once saw a slide from Satya Nadella in one of those big events in the US, where he actually had a vision of combining a lot of graphs together, the M365, LinkedIn, and Dynamics 365, where a user could potentially get in from the M365 world, connected to LinkedIn, get data from there, and then maybe write it in a table in Dynamics 365. And the reporting or the visualization could be done by the Common Data Service or DataFlex, or the CDS on Microsoft Teams, bots and connectors, Power Apps, Flow, and Power BI. So this is the vision where actually the IT pro side of stuff wants to go, combining all of those knowledges, combining all of those data, combining all of those services into one single graph where everyone can see the data. The battle actually from the classic knowledge sharing intranet, from the classic information flows. Well, what you can see is what we had was a linear architecture coming from a site to a subsite, through a document library or to a doc, or even managing information coming from Exchange to a mailbox, from a mail and getting the data. Well, we are getting rid of that and going to a flat architecture where actually the information can travel from A to B, from Z to C. There is no limitation of if you're on the end, well, you can't go here. Basically, you have to go up to the top level and then come here. Well, with this kind of architecture, well, the information travels fast. It learns because it comes here and goes there and goes to it, learns and can adapt itself. This is a big, it was a big issue for a lot of organizations because the flat architecture, well, that wasn't really made for Office 365. And people had a lot of issues understanding how the flat architecture was working because in Teams or in SharePoint or in any other artifact in Office 365, well, you have to add that data in one single layer. Like in Teams today, if you add the data under the Files tab, well, it's just into the shared document library, into the Documents folder, right? It is flat as much as possible. So this is the evolution as well, which I don't like to use anymore, but this was one of those slides I was always showing, that how you would use the Office 365 in organizations. And for those who never came to my session, just for your information, this is like the individual people, a group, team, and department, and the whole organization. And this is like the priority or the sensitivity of your communication. If you communicate on an individual basis, well, use OneDrive for Business or Skype instant messaging. If you're in a group, team, or department, well, you can use the SharePoint sites, you can use the modern team sites, the Teams, and if it's extremely urgent, well, then you can go for the online meetings. From an organization, if the communication is slow, well, the internet and video is one thing. If it's medium well, then it's like Yammer. If it's extremely important, then you can go to the broadcast. Well, this is, or this was, what I was showing to customers, partners on what to use when. But then Microsoft, came out with a solution which includes already everything like SharePoint, Power Automate, Power Apps, the groups, bots, lists, etc. But again, does this mean that this is an answer for everything? No, it doesn't. Remember what I told you, what people were using SharePoint as the one single solution for every problem, or Exchange as being one single solution for every problem? Well, we are now doing the same with Teams. It looks like that we did not learn from the past, and we shouldn't consider Teams as being the digital workplace or the single location for everything that happens into our world. Before closing this session and giving the word to Alistair, my friend, is remember when I showed you the vision of Satya, how things would actually be the best into the collaboration world, and how M365 is looking like today. I would say this is, and again, this is only my slide. This is not something Microsoft related. This is how I think the future would be. Actually, the wheel would disappear, and we would actually replace those wheels with the graphs that are connected to each other, and then add the Bing or the Edge, the Bing for Business or the Edge on top of the security, because everyone, which is now on the mobile era, on the cloud era, well, they connect through the web. They don't connect through the FAT client. They don't use any application anymore. Everything is done by web. So the web browser and Bing for Business is becoming more capital. And finally, well, the search is also capital, because with the Search 365, which now Bill is handling, well, the search will now be more intelligent and learn from the data, learn from the patterns, learn from the usage, and give you results, and even propose you results that you wouldn't even expect. I'm hoping to see in the coming years something like this, that the search would provide you automatic AI-based names for labeling. As an example, like, hey, this is a document which looks like sensitive, which contains some sensitive information. So this label should come here because I can see that document. Another one, if there is a document without any sensitive information, that there would be a proposed name as a new label to that document, and so on and so on. So AI, search, the graph, and the Bing, and replacing the whole wheel by the graphs is the future, in my sense, for the new admin, for the new cloud admin, and for those who are actually playing the architect in the organizations. Dynamics 365, LinkedIn, Office 365, all combined with all the artifacts in the top. A reminder, today's companies can't use the 19th century management and the 20th century tools to do the new modern work. You have to evolve, you have to change. We are coming back. I still remember when I came into the community where SharePoint 2010 was the gold star, was still the star player of the ecosystem, where everyone wanted to use SharePoint, where everyone wanted to consume from SharePoint, and everything was done on SharePoint. Now, nobody talks from SharePoint again because people changed, the company cultures changed, we changed. We all now are using the cloud services with Teams, with Azure, with Office 365, and who knows what's going to come tomorrow. So please learn, progress, and share. Learn about technology, progress, try stuff out, and then share this with that events like this. Thank you so much. I know we had like a very limited time, and I promised to do it in 10 minutes. And I think I'm just on time, right?
Wow, that was fast. Thank you very much, Gokan. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really love it. And I really love the last part. You know, today's company can't use 19th century management and 20th century tools to do 21st century work. No, it's totally different. It's totally different. Thank you very much.
I had a lot of slides. I had a lot of demos to show, but you know, we had a few issues with the timing, so I don't want to disturb the planning. So this was very fast in 10 minutes, explaining you how I see the future. So if you still have any question, xgokan is my Twitter handle, and I'm extremely happy to hand it over to Alistair and you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We would like to, if you can share the presentation with us so that some of us can view the full presentation, you know.
I definitely will.
Okay, thank you very much.
And Gokan, one thing, we would love to share it on our YouTube channel if you don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, that's okay. No worries at all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so it's left with some few minutes to 10. Any question for Gokan before we proceed, or we continue straight to early stage? Yeah. Does someone have a question? Jeffrey, your mic is muted. Do you want to talk?
Oh, no, that's fine. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
I think Alistair is ready
actually,
to go.
Gokan, that was a very good presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
I can see Matt raising hand. Matt, you have anything to say?
Your mic?
Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, please. Yes, I can hear you. Please, you can proceed your question.
Thank you very much. All right, Gokan, thanks for the presentation. That was very concise and very, detailed. Yes, we need to learn and grow with technology and then also share with others. So I'm looking at an organization, learning on, let's say, GC's infrastructure and looking into migrating to, let's say, the SharePoint, Microsoft. So how is that possible without losing data on the GC environment?
So the question is, if I'm not wrong, you have SharePoint and you want to migrate to Office 365 and you're scared to lose data, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have free tools from the admin center that you can download and use that Microsoft provides to you. Or you can download a tool to do that. If you don't like to use any free tool from Microsoft or vendor like ShareGate, any other, well, you can actually use PowerShell scripts or do a manual migration. Everything is possible. It just depends on what you have as data, what you want to migrate to Office 365. Do you want to take the whole metadata? Are we talking about a few documents? Are we talking about sites? It all depends. But I wouldn't be scared of losing data because those tools and scripts that you cannot find will definitely help you to achieve that.
Come to my session next.
Alright, thank you.
Alistair has a session around that. I would be more scared about losing metadata and losing some views and losing some permissions than rather losing data. Data is like the most easy thing to migrate to Office 365. It's all the rest behind that which becomes complicated. Okay, it's time, I think, to leave it to Alistair, my friend. Up to you.